What is good, YouTube? It is your boy 9 to 5 Takes back here with another Pick'ems video. Didn't see how well the last one did, but we're back. It's week 3. We don't really have any reactions. I'm just kidding, we have a lot of reactions. We have some reactions, but on top of those reactions, we're going to go over and look at week 3's picks. And I'm going to see if you guys can see what I'm seeing, if that makes sense. Alright. Alright guys, getting into week 2. I went 20-12 last week. Or I'm 20-12 so far on the season. Let's see how many I got, how many I didn't last week. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 out of 1. Okay, 11 out of 5. Or 11 and 5 for this week. So that's really good. Alright. But, you guys see the title of the video. This is week 3 picks. We're going to get right into it. Not going to waste too much time. Wanted to show you guys what I did last week. My current rank. If you guys want to follow my entry, that is the name. But let's get into it. Man. Bills versus the Dolphins. Anyway. Packers versus Browns. Wow, this is getting easier than I thought. Yes, these are probably, if not, the two largest and most popular picks for this week's lineup. And I'm not surprised. The Bills are 99%. The Packers are 98%. Followed after that, we got the Colts versus the Titans. Man. This could be a funny game. Watch the Titans come back and pull this out. But, you know, I'm going to give my boy Danny Jones the benefit of the doubt and say he's going to get this one. You know, I think he can come through. He's been going off the first 2 games. Hopefully they don't have the same type of effect the Saints had or whatnot. But I think that'll be pretty cool. Yeah, this is still crazy to me. But I know why now, because Joe Burrow's hurt and the Vikings aren't really hurt and they still got Jettas and all that. But this is really just going to come back down to a battle of quarterback play. The Bengals are starting Jake Browning. The Vikings are starting Carson Wentz. I don't know. This is a real toss-up. I really want to go with the recency bias and just pick the Bengals, you know, 2-0 and stuff like that. But I think most of us have the going feeling that the Vikings aren't a team to lose and not respond at this point. I think that they will either be ready for the change on offense, so much so that it makes it like Carson Wentz isn't even playing, or I think that their defense will step up huge in this game and just completely shut down the Bengals. Like, I'm imagining Brian Flores looking his chops right now, waiting for Jake Browning to do something. So, for that reason, I'm going to think that the Vikings take this one. The defense is what really is going to win this game. We know the Bengals don't really have one, so for that reason, I'm going to take the Vikings. And the Bengals have a defense, but it's not that very good. So, for that, I'm going to take the Vikings, like I said. Now we have the Steelers versus the Patriots. This is another kind of easy pick. Yeah, I just don't think the Patriots are as physical as they want to be yet. You know, they're still a really young team, and they got some things to learn. I think the Steelers desperately need a win. And they also don't make it a habit to lose to bad teams. So, you know, I think Coach Tomlin will find this very opportunistic to be on the schedule so early. A first-year coach team, or not a first-year coach, a new head coach team, second-year quarterback. Yeah, I'm expecting the Eagles to, not the Eagles, sorry. I'm expecting the Steelers to definitely come through on this one. Seems majority of people are. That's the way the picks are going. And I'll have to agree. I think the Steelers bring that one back. Yeah, I think they bring that one back. We got the Rams versus the Eagles. This is a rematch of semifinals, or was this the conference finals? Yeah, semifinals. To the, yes, divisional round. Not divisional round. What is it called? I forgot what it walk around. Yeah. Eagles though. They're gonna ban the push tush after this year. I think everybody knows that, but yeah, I think the Eagles' physicality on defense is gonna win the game. Their offense is just never gonna be off the field, so they always have points too. So it's kind of annoying, but hey man, if you want to do it, or just beat it. Now we have the Jets versus the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are off a hot, and I mean hot, win against the Houston Texans. Looks like Baker Mayfield just wielded that win in a similar fashion that J.J. McCarthy did to us on Monday Night Football. He just took over in the fourth quarter. I think like the last play to like seal the deal maybe was in the fourth. It was 4th and 10, and Baker Mayfield just took off, just going on him, and I was just like, whoa! Like I didn't even know Baker had that in him. Still, but that was pretty cool to see Baker get his little moment, get his shine. I'm pretty sure Justin Fields is still in concussion protocol, and on top of that, Tyrod Taylor did not wow anybody last week against the Buffalo Bills. Wasn't expected to, but still, I don't think people are very high on the Jets with Tyrod Taylor starting quarterback. So I will go with the team who has the healthy starting quarterback, the budding superstar wide receiver, and the superstar back. Yeah, I'm going to go with them. Now this one, I feel like this game is a trap for a lot of reasons. I'm more than positive Jaden Daniels is sidelined right now week to week. I get the Commanders are a better team than the Raiders, but how good are the Commanders without Jaden Daniels? I'm not sure. Last year, I think they were motivated because of his absence. Like, oh, we can still right the ship, while he's not here. But how much faith do I have them to do that 1 o'clock against Max Crosby? And then the Commanders, I got to see how they are stopping the run, but I'm pretty sure they are not the best in zone coverage. I'm pretty sure Bobby Wagner struggles in coverage. And who do they have? Brock Bowers. He is about to feast against this Commanders team, and I think that is the big reason why they come through with a W this game. I also think Geno is going to do his best to eliminate all the errors he had against the Chargers. 3 picks is insane. He threw a pick on the first one. That really wasn't his fault. But, the stats speak for themselves. You can't go in and play like that and expect to win a football game. And if you do, by the stroke of God, you made it. But most of the time, you won't see that happen in the NFL. I may come back and change this. I may come back and change this. Now, we have an NFC South matchup against the Falcons and the Panthers. Super easy. Not going to waste too much time. The Panthers look good. They almost came back against the Cardinals. They're 0-2 just like us, but I think the Falcons are just entirely too hot right now. They're 1-1. They just whooped up on a rookie quarterback, basically. And on top of that, Bijan Robinson is going crazy. We kind of expected it. Fantasy owners are like, duh. We know he's going crazy. He's the first dude I drafted. But that is a legit weapon the Falcons have. And it can cause serious problems for defense. Like, just trying to eliminate Bijan is going to open up the rest of that offense so much. I'm actually scared to look at the stats for Kyle Pitts come Sunday at 1 o'clock. Because if he doesn't have 4 catches at least for 30 to 40 yards, something's not right. Still pulling for Bryce, though. Hope he gets it right. But yeah, man. Okay. Another AFC South matchup. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Houston Texans. Majority of people got the Texans picked in this one. But I'm going to be honest with you, man. They don't look right. And I know Texans fans may come at me upset in the comments, but hear me out. Y'all don't look right for a number of reasons. But I'm going to tell you the main one. That O-line. Y'all's O-line is so bad. And I know bad O-line play. I'm a Chicago Bears fan. But I watched the first two Houston games this season, and I just don't know why they would give C.J. Stroud two first-year offensive coordinators back to back in his first 2 seasons in the league, or 3 seasons in the league. Why? You just threw the most humongous learning curve at the dude, and I think the second one was like a high school coach. So you know he not teaching Stroud shit. Like, what? I'd be more furious about like the hires taking place. Like, who is helping the team get any better besides us just drafting and signing? Nobody. DeMeco Ryans, you got to do better with employing your staff. Specifically, you got to find an offense coordinator and a damn good one, because CJ Stroud won't be there forever, man. And if the Houston Texans won't pay him, another team will, to back up or just be there. I can't even see CJ Stroud as backup, but yeah. So figure it out, Houston. With that being said, they could use the Jacksonville Jaguars as a get-right game. I think the Texans are going to have the upside when it comes to the wide receiver versus DB matchup, just because they naturally have like larger targets. Not sure how well they'll be able to run the ball. I'm pretty sure they do a good enough job, but I know the Jaguars are going to be able to run that ball. They already have the first 2 games. I think Travis Etienne has went off like one game for something like 100 yards. I could be wrong. Somebody quote me or find that, but yeah, so that's very good. But I'm still going to have to go with the Texans. Despite everything I said about the current state of them, I do see divisional records between matchups of teams in the division, and I pay attention to that. And the Texans have not been a stranger to beating the Jaguars in the past few meetings. Somebody can quote me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to follow the recency bias. Going to allow C.J. Stroud to lead me to a win finally, since I think the past 2 weeks he is not. And yeah, the Broncos versus the Chargers. You got an AFC West matchup. This is going to be good. I think majority of people here will go with the Chargers. So will I. I think the Chargers genuinely look legit. I get Khalil Mack just got hurt, and that's not good. Could be a huge, huge hit to your pass rush. But I also think Denver's defense, I should say. Now, Denver's defense is solid. Their offense, I think, will have struggles against the Chargers' defense, regardless of Khalil Mack being there or not. I just think that the Chargers will be overly prepared. Jim Harbaugh is a good coach. Sean Payton's a good coach. I expect a very tight game where I can see the Broncos pulling it off late. But, like I said, I'm just going to let recency bias carry me on this one and just go with the Chargers. All right, now we have the New Orleans Saints versus Seattle Seahawks. The Saints didn't look too bad in their last outing against the Cardinals, but I don't think the Cardinals are the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are better than the Cardinals. I think they have more of a, I'm not going to say realistic approach to both sides of the ball, because that's pretty disrespectful, but I think the Seahawks just have a bit more of a identity established than the Cardinals did. And, you know, that's not to rank on the Cardinals. I still think they did their thing. You know, GG's. Just, I don't think they're level of play and identity will match the Seattle Seahawks. Like, the Seattle Seahawks hit hard. They got Devin Witherspoon. They got other people on the D-line. They got, what's his name? Woolen? That guy. They have people. So, I'm going to go with the Seahawks, not make it too difficult there. And now, you got the game of America's game of the week. You got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Chicago Bears at home. I get this one. I understand all the narratives associated with the matchup. The Bears go up against their old head coach, Matt Eberflus, that they ran out of town. Oh, what happened? We win the game. We win the game. And then we never see him again. That's what should happen. I'm not going to say too much about it. I like our odds in this one, despite our defense being banged up. I think offensively we can give the Cowboys the headache just because we have a lot of mismatches. They're without Deron Bland currently. They're starting corner, giving us an opportunity to exploit that weakness just like they're going to exploit it on our end. So we have to be more stout as an offense, be more disciplined as an offense, and remember that we have to win this game as an offense. This is not going to come down to a defensive game. We don't have the defense to compete right now. So this has to be an offensive matchup, and we have to win. Next up, got the Cardinals versus the 49ers. 49ers have looked good these past 2 weeks. I think it comes to a stop here. These two teams have always kind of been, not like close in record and postseason stuff like that, but in terms of just a divisional rival, are they big? Yeah. In terms of just a divisional rival, I think they've always been close. What the fuck? I think they've always been kind of close in terms of how well these teams perform on the road. Like, it almost feels like I'm watching the same team when they play on the road. So it's kind of funny there. Like, you see a shorter stature quarterback scrambling around, just dropping dinks and dimes off to his fucking superstar tight end. And he's got one weapon on the outside, a young guy, Marvin Harrison, Ricky Pearsall. So it's very similar in terms of, like, what they're going for. 49ers, though, are without Brock Purdy, as we all know. And that is going to have me give the Cardinals the edge in this matchup. I get people have them 28% picked. I get Shanahan has a better coach team. And you know what? Yeah, I'll actually go with that. I'll go with the Niners just because they're better coached. The 49ers. I'll go with them. Oh, my God. You want to talk about a get-right game of the week. This right here, they are getting right on them boys. They are going to get right on the Giants so bad. Oof. Anyway. And then, on Monday Night Football, you got the Ravens versus the Detroit Lions. Yeah. Going with the Ravens. Not saying too much more. Yeah. But that is all my picks for this week's Week 3 edition of Pick'ems with your boy, 9 to 5 Takes. If y'all like this video, drop a comment and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Please, please, please share the video. And yeah, man, thank you guys so much for allowing me to do this. But yeah, man, thank you. All right, y'all. Peace.